So for today's video I'm going to be doing the YouTube movie deal, which was a series created by Paul Neafcy, and it's something that I've been meaning to do for quite a while now. I've been listening to them as like a podcast in the morning whilst I'm at work, so I thought I would do my own response. And let's just jump straight into it then. So the first question that he has set is, what was the first film you remember seeing? Now I was thinking about this for quite a while actually, and I think it was The Lion King, and I know that's kind of like an answer for quite a lot of the people, but in honest truth I think it pretty much was The Lion King. I remember it and I really did enjoy it, and I think when I was a kid I got so into it and I got like a toy and it was called the Talking Pond, and it used to, if you touched it or pushed a button or something, it would come up with like phrases from the movie. So it's like Kuna Matana, it means no worries, remember who you are. And I used to love that thing to death, and I accidentally took it around with me quite a lot, nearly everywhere, and decided to bring it to the bath with me. Don't even ask why. And then I put it in the bath and I think it pretty much just broke from that point, and then that was like the end of my experience with the little toy. But yeah, I really did enjoy it, and I think I went to go and see it because it came out like 3 years ago or 2 years ago, and it came out as a 3D version, and I think reason why I went to go see it in 3D is because I pretty much liked it as a kid, so I wanted to kind of see it 3D, see what it looked like, and it was obviously exactly the same, but I did like the film, and I think it's one of those films where yeah, there's a lot of crap that goes onto it. It's pretty deep for like a kid's film, I think. Pretty deep. It teaches you a lot of morals and life lessons, I think. Pretty scary stuff. But I really liked it, and I just think the reason why I went to go see it when I was older is because it was stuck in my mind, and it was something that I was interested in going to see again. So yeah, that's what I remember seeing, and I still like it to this day. I don't have it on DVD, but it's something to consider to buy on DVD, I reckon. So the second question is it possible to have a favourite film, and if so, what is yours? I think it's possible to have a favourite film, yes, but I think somebody said in the series that it's one of those things where it can change. So like your favourite song can change, your favourite album can change all the time. But I've got probably a couple of favourite films. One that's always stuck with me, and I seem to have liked it for quite a while. I think every time I've been asked this question, what's your favourite film, is Juno. Simply because I think it's just really cleverly written, and the humour's that a bit weird. It's a bit of a quirky, kooky kind of movie, but I think it's one of those things, one of those films that I can happily just stick on, and I would quite enjoy watching it over and over again. Another film I think is probably Secrets and Lies by Mike Leigh, and he's just a great filmmaker, and I just think his stuff is so good. And the reason why I actually watched it is because I had a summer project that I had to do for college, and it was called Secrets and Lies, and my dad was like, oh, you should see the Secrets and Lies movie, like see what it looks like, and then maybe base your ideas off of that kind of thing. So I was like, okay, fine. My dad, like, we ordered it off of Amazon and whatever, and I sat down and I watched it, and I really liked it. And it's one of those films that is just so well written, and it's so well done. I really like it. I mean, I don't watch it all the time, but it's one of those films that I think, I would say, if you're looking for like a good Mike Leigh film, then that's one of those ones that you should definitely go and see. And I think it's really good, and just everything about it is just really well done. It's kind of not overly Hollywood-esque, but it's kind of got that, it's a storyline that just makes it fantastic. And I think another one that I like a lot used to be 500 Days of Summer, but then I kind of not 100% sure about it sometimes. I don't know why I say not 100% sure, but it's just one of those things there where I don't know, it just doesn't really like sing to me as much as other things do. It doesn't make me feel like, it used to kind of be great, but I used to think about it and I was like, it's not that good actually. I'm gonna leave it with those two, and those are like my pretty much, like, I'd happily sit down, watch them and watch it with someone else or something. I just admire both of the stuff that's sort of created and things. So let's move on to the next question before I elongate it any longer. Is what films make you cry? Oh, I'm quite a sucker for crying in films, really easily. I think I cried in Lion King for sure. There's no surprise there. It's quite hard. Like I said, it was pretty gutsy for a kids film. Definitely cried in that. I'm one of those people where if the storyline is upsetting enough, then I'm gullible enough and I will just cry my eyes out, and I'll be like, not so much like cliche things. I cried during The Notebook. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie about that at all whatsoever. Nothing like cliche storyline that's like, oh, that's so upsetting she didn't get with that guy in the end or whatever. But it's more like storylines that make you cry that are like someone's loss, or somebody has passed away, someone's loss and someone got hurt, or that kind of thing. Less about like, oh, those two didn't get together, that sucks and stuff. Like I can't pinpoint exactly what films I would have cried over, but like The Notebook definitely for sure. But that's kind of like the reasons why I would cry over in films. So that probably makes more sense than pinpointing films that I definitely have cried over and stuff. Yeah, let's move on to the next question. So, obviously, I heard so much about this film now that I've actually bought it on Amazon, and it's The Last Action Hero. And if I had the ticket that you could rip, and what film would you magically climb into the world of? I had a really good think about this, and I was thinking I would love to, and I know it has to be a film and not an animation, but I would happily walk into any Studio Ghibli based movie, simply because the things that happen aren't actually that bad. And if I could be able to experience the life of Totoro, if I could jump into a world that was a Totoro based thing, I would be so amazed, and I could just get on with my life. And I know that you're just you when you jump into the film. I would absolutely adore jumping into it and going, oh look, there's Totoro. Like, I would just kind of not be phased probably. I would be interested in doing something like that. And I just think because like Studio Ghibli is just so well done. My Neighbour Totoro, just a little bit sort of disappointed at the end. I thought something more anticlimactic would happen. Some of the other films are a lot better than just that one, but yeah, I know I'm still a fan of the Totoro films, of course. But I think I really enjoyed the film, and I really did like it, and it is one of those universes that all Studio Ghibli universes are so like not even too strange. They're kind of just like ordinary, and then something peculiar just happens in the movie, so it's not like a magically worldly chaotic movie to jump into. I do quite like it. I would definitely jump into that kind of universe quite easily. And I think if it was to be like a proper human style movie based thing, then it would probably not be one of those action hero lots of shit happens, not Man of Steel, no thank you, but something more kind of like a rom-com style thing, because nothing bad technically happens in a rom-com. It's just normal New York or normal San Francisco, normal. Like it's Harry Potter where you would have to kind of like fight stuff off. So yeah, I would rather like to live in a very, as much as ordinary as it is, than my world, so nothing too scary. Yeah, that's a pretty decent answer to that question there. What movie characters do you wish you were more like? Now I know I can do like a Frankenstein style thing where I can take elements from everybody, so that it's like someone's charisma or someone's like wit or someone's charm or whatever, that kind of thing, or wisdom and that kind of stuff. And I haven't really thought about this very much. But I think I would go for Katniss Everdeen's strength, because she's really a strong woman and she's very agile. You know, she kind of like can fight things off. I'd love to have that about me. I would love to be more like that, like kind of like, you know, strong and like kind of, she faces a lot of crap obviously during the film, and I'd love to have that kind of like wisdom and power. No, I think go for Katniss Everdeen's stamina and strength, because she's good at fighting off evil. I'd love to have Juno's like sense of humour and wit. Then I would go for Summer's, Zoe Deschanel's. I would go for her looks, definitely. Yeah, I think that's kind of like it. I think there's 3 of them. I think that's pretty decent enough. Yeah, bit of a hard one, but I like all of the 3 characters, and I think they're all unique in each, and they're kind of powerful women, and I like that kind of sense of style in each, those sorts of things. So yeah, I think that pretty much that's a good selection of women. I think so. Let's move on to the next question, which is the last question. How have films influenced you on YouTube or elsewhere in your life? Well, I think the question was, how has films influenced you as a YouTuber or anything in your life? I had to really think about this one. I think for me, movies don't tend to kind of like influence me so much. For me, as an advertiser and as someone who's a freelance art director, I think a lot of things that inspire me are through advertising, and maybe through things that I look at online. To be honest, I'm inspired by that kind of stuff a lot, but like personally, I don't think I watch movies. I'm not like a filmmaker or anything, so it's different for me, I feel, and I don't feel as so thoroughly like influenced by movies as such in my life. I mean, I'm not like the most biggest film buff ever. I go to the cinema as often as I can with my friends and stuff, and I think when I travel abroad to Japan, I like to kind of watch movies on the plane and stuff. That's always a really great way to kind of like watch loads of movies I haven't seen in ages, and that maybe I was really rooting to see and stuff. That's really good. But basically, I think I spend a lot of time like watching, you know, I see adverts and stuff and I go, I would love to kind of make an advert like that. I would be influenced by something I see on telly maybe, or like things that I look at on Pinterest, like maybe like typography or art. That's my consensus for me. Like films don't generally, I don't sit down and go, oh, I would love to have my advert have that soft lighting, or I'd love it to have that kind of dialogue or the style of shot, or I don't really sort of look at that and don't think I'd love to have it look like that. So I don't think, for me personally, films haven't really influenced me in my job or in my YouTube sort of channel at all. I don't think so. I don't really look at it and go, I'd love to have it in that kind of similar style. There are bonus questions here, and there is one, and I think I might just do this bonus question. What films do you hate and why? I hate like really bad humoured films. I don't like films that are like very derogatory towards women. I absolutely detest films like that. I don't think anyone really likes movies like that. So that's why James Bond can be a little bit of like a bad, but I'm actually looking forward to Spectre next year. I am actually really excited to watch that. I'm really excited. Yeah, I just really hate anything that's like sexist towards women, anything that is kind of like really action based, like, you know, the kind of, what is that name? The Expendables. I do not like any of those movies. I really find them so boring. It's too actiony. Not really a fan of Fast and Furious, to be honest, at all. This list can go on, but yeah, like basically the consensus is like sports type movies or like really actiony hero-y based movies. I'm not really into it. I'm more interested in like interesting movies that are like kind of thought-provoking and make you think, and you leave the cinema going, I have a different view on that sort of subject or whatever. That stuff that just makes me really happy. But yeah, those are the reasons, and it's just because I don't want to sit through a movie where I'm like bored out of my brains because of some stupid storyline. Like, I just can't stand stuff like that, to be honest with you. I really can't. But that's pretty much the end of the YouTube movie deal tag video. I hope you guys liked this video. I really enjoyed doing this and I really enjoyed watching this series. I will leave the link to the series in the tada so you guys that are on my channel can go and see it. I really encourage you to go and see it. It's a really good series. I've learned a lot about film and cinema and even like some sort of random career tips that have come out of it as well for some reason. But it's a really good tag. Or you want to put something on your laptop whilst you do something, then it's really good to listen to. And that kind of brings me to the end of this video. So I will see you guys on my next video. So bye!